I've made a note to come back to those. First of all, I want to just talk about how did you get into marketing, and particularly I think because it's interesting because I know that you started in kind of the journalism side and the communications side, and communications and marketing are something that they often go together, but they are also sort of two separate career paths. I've got friends that work in communications, I've got friends that work in marketing. So yeah, tell us a bit about how you kind of started and ended up in marketing.
Yeah, so I'm a trained journalist. I did a degree in English and did a master's in journalism and worked on quite a lot of print publications, a lot of consumer print publications, lifestyle magazines. But as that space started to close down and so my job, for example, folded because there wasn't a print magazine anymore and everything went online. So kind of forced to think outside the box with the path that I was supposed to take. I had a career break to have my children. And after that, I decided to try and pursue journalism again from a print angle, and it just wasn't really working. So I started to move online with my copywriting and became like a digital copywriter. And from there, I started to pursue an interest in kind of engagement levels, content strategy, and messaging, and kind of the power of different sort of split testing and using different platforms and different messaging across different channels. And I found that really floated my boat way more than just churning out content. So from there, I started to devise different content strategies for different channels, started to open up some social media channels for print publications, and helped several businesses move those print publications online, something that I'm still currently doing for a client at the moment. Actually, it's a really interesting process to try and change the behaviour of your normal readership and explore new readership. So that's really interesting.
Yeah.
But that kind of organically became a digital marketing role, in that I started to work for a range of other companies that had a stronger focus on digital return on investment, where we would be applying that budget, and how we could get the most out of the content, not just the content, but the budget and also the strategy that came around it with regards to the creative. So it kind of spilled out and over gradually, and as it started to spill over, I started to pick up more skills on the job, but also with additional training in digital marketing as well. So in my current role, I came into that role as a digital marketing manager because of the skills that I'd accrued that I could bring to the table in the business to business sector. And that's now evolved into a marketing director role, because I feel that I am able to bring to the table my foundations in journalism, my regard for messaging, for good content, with this kind of overarching eye for strategy, data-driven insights as well, which I massively thrive on, and just combine all of those skills to give my team a good basis to explore a whole range of different channels, both online and offline. So that's where I am at the moment.
So, because when we met and worked together, you were, I guess, predominantly concentrating on communications and copywriting and content production, I guess.
Yeah.
And I was more focused on marketing, and that's how we kind of worked together. Did you always know that you wanted to get back into marketing being the predominant part of the role?
Yeah, I don't know that I wanted it. I think it's just the way things progressed and I've embraced it. I think the nature of my current role has commanded me to very much work across the two disciplines, with communications at the heart of everything I do from a marketing perspective. So in my current role, they very much work hand in hand. We have a lot of inbound messaging. We also have a lot of membership organisations that we work for that want to connect and engage with very specific core member groups. So the communication side is extremely intrinsic and important to everything I do from a marketing angle. And to have those two skills, I think, has meant that we've had a lot of success across a lot of engagement campaigns because of an understanding of messaging and the power of content and getting that right, with a view to also hitting it at the right place at the right time. So that's kind of how I see my role and how I combine those two skills. I have a massive passion for communications. I don't think that's ever going to go, because that's my foundation. That's what gets me up in the morning. But the marketing angle I do find incredibly satisfying, because you get to see the end result. You get to see those metrics coming into play. And you also get to have the power to change the messaging and the communications as well. So it's a lot, and it's a lot to combine the two, but I don't think that you can entirely separate them either.
No.